Here's my van. It's a Ram Promaster 3500. 159-inch wheelbase. Has a nice Fiamma F65 awning. It matches the paint almost perfectly, and it looks like it was made for my van. It's a pretty big awning too. It covers a pretty large area. It's 13 feet 2 inches long, and it sticks out 8 feet. Here's the Fiamma awning in driving mode. It looks like it belongs on the van. On the roof, I have a Maxxair Fan, and I like it. When it rains, that fan is open. I added 3 C.R. Lawrence windows, and here's one. It's open right now. You can see they have screens in them. Behind the window right now is a piece of Reflectix that I use to keep the heat out. On the passenger side of the van, I have 2 windows, the same size window as the other side, C.R. Lawrence. And then I have a smaller C.R. Lawrence window on the sliding door. My guess is I'll never need this shore power, but I have this just in case. This is a third way I could charge my house batteries for my solar system. I could plug into anybody's 110 outlet. Welcome to the inside of the van. The floor is a wood grain floor. This is a nice addition. This is a little puck light that sits on the floor, and in the middle of the night when you get up and you have to do something, it automatically turns on and provides light without turning on a switch, and it's just bright enough for you to be able to see and not overpowering. Nice little light. This was given to me by my previous landlord right before I moved out. The refrigerator is straight ahead with a cabinet, 2 drawers, and a sink area. Both of my front seats swivel all the way towards the back, except for the driver's side. We'll have a little bit of trouble because of the steering wheel. A little tiny trouble getting all the way around. We have a table here that goes in and out, and you can see it's a pedestal table, goes down into the floor. And that's nice because it could be shared by both the driver's side and the passenger side. Right above the driver, there's a small, what I would call an attic. So I have a couple hats and a couple things that I needed quick access. Above that is what I call my real attic. And I have quite a few things up there. I have curtains that go and separate the front to the back. They don't let light through, so you can't see through them. And don't forget, everybody should have a little Mickey Mouse rock climber. My daughter bought that for me at Disney a long time ago. A little Mickey Mouse rock climber, and he's just hanging out by the door. I have a cabinet above my sink. An overhead cabinet with a hydraulic lift. My paper towels are hung underneath that cabinet. Have an electric outlet in the back with GFI. Also have a 12-volt outlet and have USB. This is switched so it doesn't use any electric when I'm not using it. I have a sink, and the sink has a pump, and I usually use the switch on the pump to control the water coming out of it. Underneath the sink is a closet. On almost all my closet doors, you'll see a basket that can hold stuff. Underneath that, you'll see 2 tanks. One's for clean, one's for gray. They're 5.5 gallon tanks. You'll also see a fire extinguisher. It's my second fire extinguisher. There's also a switch right here that turns the water for the sink on and off. I keep some fresh water here that I make coffee with and such. In the back, my pump, and right to the right of it on the input side is my filter, my water filter. Simple drain that goes into the tank. Works fine. No pressure coming out of that, so you don't need a really tight fit. The countertops in this are around, it's about a 1/2 inch of corian. You would think this would be pretty light. Corian is pretty heavy. Here's one of the things that I had an actual cabinet builder make for me. Also, on the other side, I have another cabinet that has a countertop on it. It's a little surface to work with. I have drawers. First drawers I ever made. Pretty nice. I have 2. My doors have black edge banding on all them. Although it was a pain in the neck to do, it was well worth it. So I have 2 drawers, and I have one actual cabinet here. My refrigerator is a 12-volt refrigerator. It's a Norcold. It has a Danfoss, I believe it's a BD35 compressor in it. That's the one that most of them have. Very good compressor, and so far it's been pretty good. The only couple things I wished, maybe it would be up higher, maybe up by where my microwave is, because it's, you know, I have to bend down all the time. And the other thing, I wish I would have had a larger refrigerator, but I didn't know how my solar was going to hold out. I never knew when I was in Florida it was going to be sunny every single day, because I'm used to the Northeast where it's cloudy on most days. The next cabinet in line, we'll start at the top. I have a solar charger right here. It's a Bogart Engineering TM 2030 trimetric meter. Right now, you'll probably notice I'm at 100% battery, 13.1 volts, and I'm not generating too much because my batteries are fully charged. Right to the left is for my Magnum Inverter. It's a controller, a remote for it. And to the left of that, I have a stereo that I use in the van. A lot of times I'll use this when I do my vocal workouts. My stereo powers these 2 speakers. And I know they're not in the most optimal position. These are JBL speakers that I bought. And somewhere down the road, I'm going to change this. Underneath this is a microwave that a famous YouTuber has told me I will never use. You know, the YouTuber from Rolling Earth Ship, you know, Lewis. He said he would bet that I would never use this. I only used it a couple times. Inside the next cabinet door, I have an area where I have a little bit of storage. I have some food, but I have most of my utensils in here. You also notice I have enough room for 2 baskets on this door. Underneath everything, at the top, I have a circuit breaker box. It's a combiner box to combine my 3 solar panels. Power comes from the 3 150-watt solar panels on the roof of the van. And that goes over into my solar charger. It's an SC 2030 Bogart Engineering solar charger. It's fused and everything coming out of there. And then the next thing is my Magnum Inverter. It's a 1,000-watt inverter with a battery charger. So I do have, on the outside, I have an outlet so I could plug into shore power. I won't need it in Florida ever, but maybe in the Northeast I will. I have a Sterling battery-to-battery charger. Now this is a 30-amp charger. It hooks directly to my starter battery and allows the alternator to charge my house batteries, and it's a smart charger, so it works very, very well. And it won't overcharge the batteries. I have 3 VMAX tanks batteries. They're 125 amp hour AGM deep cycle batteries. They're hooked in parallel. They're 12 volts. They have very good reviews. The price was right, and I wanted to try them first. Their size, group size 31, and it worked pretty good in this van to have those 3. My fuse box. Here's 12 volt side. And over here is my AC. And these are square D circuit breakers. The top breaker is the main breaker. I have 4 circuits. I could have used double piggyback breakers, but I decided against it because I didn't have that many AC circuits, because I try to get everything to be 12 volts. The next cabinet back is a floor to ceiling cabinet. And I use this for my clothes. Some of these clothes I haven't used. Never knew what I was going to need. I keep my little backpack that I take to the gym in here and a couple other things. Also have an area where I could put some of my manuals and such. Underneath that, I have my jackets. I have a suit. I have a couple nice shirts just in case I ever need them. The next cabinet I have, and it even has a mirror on it. Look at that. Hi. In this cabinet, I keep some stuff in it. Just some little things that I have. Some food, some supplies. Underneath is the same kind of a thing. This is a floor to ceiling cabinet. The passenger side of the van, I have another sink high kind of cabinet. It has a Corian countertop. In here I keep a lot of things. I have my little portable toilet. I keep my stove, and I have a grill in here, and I keep my propane in here. And on the next cabinet, I have a 12 volt TV. It plugs into an outlet from behind. This TV uses one of these $11, $12 antennas, and right now I could pull it out and I could stick it in one of my windows, and that gives me some places, depending on where I'm at, I could get a lot of channels. I have a light switch as you come into the door, and that turns on the lights for my puck lights overhead. Have 110 volt outlet, an antenna sticking up here. This is a SqFt Wi-Fi extender, and what happens is over here in the windshield I have an antenna, and I have a little box that says SqFt, and this will extend a Wi-Fi in, say, a Starbucks. It takes it through a cable, brings it back to this little box right here, and now it creates and extends the Wi-Fi into my van, and it creates an actual network. This network is password protected. So all my devices are protected by a password. It's almost like a network. You'll see my little Martin guitar sticking there. Got that for a Christmas present. Going to the back of the van is the bed area. I have a memory foam bed that was cut specially for this size van. It's about 73 inches by about 60 inches. Really, it's a small queen size. In the bed area, 2 switches, and that's to control the lights that are in the ceiling. And these lights are LED puck lights, and there are 4 of them. They're warm white, and warm white, after doing a lot of research, it's a very good light. There's another switch, and that switch works the 2 reading lights. Also on the back of the cabinet is a remote for the Maxxair Fan. It's really nice. It's handy in the bed area, so I could turn the fan up and down. Nice. On the other side of the van, a 12 volt port, a bracket. Now that bracket's to hold my TV, and my TV's a 12-volt TV. So if I want to move the TV, it only takes me about a minute, and I can move it from the front of the van to the back of the van. I have curtains, curtain rods, and behind the curtains I usually keep the reflectix over the windows to keep the heat from coming in. The color of the paint that I used in this van, my daughter and I picked it out. It's called September Morning, and I picked it out in September, so that's pretty funny, isn't it? So, pretty ironic we picked September Morning in September. The ceiling is real thin tongue and groove pine. I purchased this tongue and groove pine on the recommendation of somebody that worked in the lumber yard where I bought most of my lumber. Many people have pointed this out to be one of the main strong points of the van because it gives a really nice flow. And before putting this up, the van seems smaller, and for some reason, these lines in the ceiling, whatever they did, these lines added length to the van on the inside. And here's the Maxxair Fan. Matches the ceiling very nicely. I have a basement area underneath my bed. Some people call it a garage. I have a mountain bike that's upright. Have a couple chairs on the side so you can see it goes 60 inches deep. I have a lot of stuff in here. I have toolboxes, I have tools, I have a ladder, I have a lot of things. Above the bed on each side, I have the first cabinets I ever built. They're overhead cabinets. They're 60 inches long, about 12.5 inches deep. Inside the cabinets, there are hydraulic lifts to hold up the doors for the cabinets. Otherwise, I'd have to stand there and hold them up. The wood in this van is maple plywood, and I used a white stain and satin polyurethane for it. This wraps up my van tour. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions on how I did anything or would like to know information, write me a comment. I'll write you back. I encourage you to please subscribe if you like my channel. My videos are only going to get better as time goes on. Have a good day and happy trails.